You are absolutely, positively, however you say it, right about that.
Yeah.
Because I literally had that same, what you just said, like, why am I lonely?
Yeah.
Like, a couple of days ago. Like, bro, I had...
Fritz, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
How you doing, Justin?
All is well, sir.
That's good. Yeah, I wanted to answer the biblical question, if that's I can.
Are you a whole or divided person?
All honesty, I say I'm on the verge of being whole. But I was divided, because when I was divided, I was open for, confusion, depression, manipulation, and all that other stuff. But since I forgave my mom, and I'm starting to see that everything that happened in my life was not due to everybody, was just on me. So now I'm just not really much like taking responsibility or the blame, just seeing it. So now it's like I'm not as angry no more. Matter of fact, I don't even remember the last time I was mad or worried or stressed out. So with that, I say that's kind of being whole, with, having peace in your life and stuff like that.
Yes.
So I say that I'm on the verge of being whole, but I was divided once.
Amazing. Very, very interesting, Chris. I would love to respond to it, but I have to hold my peace until Sunday. Sunday, if the Lord is willing, and the creek don't rise. Let me. And so you're on the verge of becoming whole.
Right.
And so you're saying that you are still divided, but you're on the verge of becoming whole, right?
Right, because it's like, it's something new, something I have never, experienced before, like with the silent prayer, and actually, it's almost like I'm cleansing my mind or my whole, everything about me of all the lies.
Right on.
I tell you, like, all the lies that I've been told and things that have not, like, things that you've been saying, I haven't been taking, like, I've listened to you, but I wanted to see within my own self and my own life. And man, when I tell you, like, you're right, like, everything you're saying, it makes sense. And, going back to, like, thinking about, before I met you, like, everything was just, it didn't make sense,
Yeah.
Like, but now I'm waking up, and I'm really seeing, like, everything for what it is, and being in the present, like, and watching the thoughts and stuff. And man, those thoughts really are, like, evil.
All thoughts
really
are all
evil.
lies all the time.
All the time.
May I give you another example of lying thoughts?
Yes, please.
You know how, let me see, how can I put this? Let's say one day you may feel lonely.
Yeah.
And then you ask yourself, why am I lonely? Or I'm lonely. I want you to notice, and I want you to become an expert of noticing your thoughts, all right? Just observing them. Be an expert as observe your thought. The moment you ask yourself, why am I lonely? In that very moment, your thought will give you the answer to those questions. Oh, you're lonely because you're by yourself. Or you're lonely because you need a phone call. You need to make a phone call. You're lonely because you need to get married. You're lonely. The thoughts lie to you by giving you the answers to the question. And the answers that the thought give you are all lies, and you just find yourself going in a circle, repeating the same thing over again because you were not aware that you got the answers from the wrong source. The same source that told you had a problem, which is imagination or thought, it's the same source that tell you the answer to the problem. So what I want you to encourage you to practice doing, whenever you have a thought about something, do not give in to the answer that comes from the thought. That come from you. It's not the answer. The answer is coming from high above, not from below. So never accept a solution to an issue from thoughts. It's always a setup.
You are absolutely, positively, however you say it, right about that.
Yeah.
Because I literally had that same what you just said, like, why am I lonely?
Yeah.
Like, a couple of days ago, like, bro, I had to, like, as soon as I thought of it, instantly I started getting thought. Everything you just said, or I don't have a wife, or I don't have kids, or I'm not in a good job, or I don't have my career. And it was, like, so, like, crazy. Almost like it was loud. Like, so loud in my head. I'm like, what is going on? And then I just had to, you know what? Let me just stop thinking and just, just stop thinking at all, period. And then it just went away.
Absolutely. Just let it pass. It is when God said, let go, or it's the phrase, I don't know if it's in the Bible, but let go and let God, he really means you got to let go of everything, including the answers to the problem, because they're not from him. And the more that you resist the answers to the problem from the thoughts, the more you're going to trust in the Father. You're going to see, and you'll find yourself not repeating things or anything, because now you're not getting the answers from the thoughts. It's like the Bible thumpers. They read the Bible, and then they get the answers about what they read from thoughts, which is of the devil, and they believe that it's from God, and it doesn't change their lives at all, because they're not trusting God. They're still trusting the devil, thinking that they're trusting God. Isn't that amazing?
Man, that is crazy. And those thoughts are like, they're repeating. Like, I catch them, like, repeating themselves.
Yeah.
Like, if I have a thought of saying, oh, I'm a famous doctor or whatever, and I say, okay, I'm not thinking about that's not true. It's not real. It's literally not real. The next day, I had the same recurring thing, like, oh, I'm a famous doctor, but with a twist or whatever.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Absolutely. So the answers are not in the thoughts, but the devil will give you the answers right away. And if you don't see that he's giving you the answers, you trust that, and you end up. A lot of people, one of the reasons I realize this is because I do a lot of counseling. And a lot of people have gotten married because they thought, which was from the devil, the answer to their men and women, not just men. They thought the answer to their loneliness was to get married, because that's what the thoughts told them, and that's what they had seen others do. And when they get married, all hell break loose, and now they're looking into the thoughts for more answers, and they just find themselves in a circle going nuts.
Yeah, that's true, man. One more thing.
You got to live without the answers. You got to not trust thoughts. When the thoughts say you have problems, you got to let that pass. When the thoughts give you answers to the problem, you got to let that pass, because it's all from the imagination, and the imagination's wicked all the way.
Man, so wicked. Also, like, is this weird for, like, because really I don't like talking to people like that, but I do have, like, I won't call them friends or a friend or whatever. Is this somebody I know? Like, he constantly calls, like, all the time, but I find myself not wanting to talk at all. Like, I don't want to answer no phone calls at all. It's not me being mean.
Right.
It's just like, bro, there's nothing to talk. I don't have nothing to talk about. And every time I'll pick up the phone, he'll, like, talk about what he's got going on in his life or whatever. And, oh, man, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. It feels weird. I'm like, bro, why are you telling me your business? Like, I really don't care. And that's all he calls. Like, every time I pick up, it's always like, yeah, man, I got this going on, I got this going on. Like, bro, how should I tell him, like, or how should I go about it and like, I don't know, like, completely, like, ignore his calls, or, I don't know.
And I know exactly what you mean, too. And you're right. You're not being mean. You're not trying to act special or anything. It's just that because you're overcoming the world, the Spirit of the Father is renewing your mind. He's giving you a clear mind, and you're overcoming the world. And so now the things that you were interested in, which are nothing really, it's just nothing talk. It's just
bro.
Talking about what they're doing mean nothing. But it used to be interesting when you were of the world. But now that you're overcoming the world, you're not interested in that anymore. And it's okay to be honest with him about that. Just don't be angry about it. But you can be honest about it. And if he is a real friend, he will understand and he will still be a friend. And if he's not a real friend, he would get angry and walk away. He would judge you and walk away and try to build an army.
I wouldn't care either way.
And try to build an army against you. But it wouldn't bother you either way. You just wish him well.
Yeah.
Don't get angry.
Yeah, I wouldn't care. I'd be happy he stopped calling me. It's annoying.
Yeah. I totally know what you mean. But just don't judge him. Don't get it by not getting angry. He can't help it. He just can't see right now. And just wish him well, and you move on with your life.
Okay.
Amazing. So don't let the thoughts, which is of the devil, tell you, oh, you're being mean, or you think you're better, or you this or that. And then now you're going to try to force yourself to have a conversation with this person about nothing, because it's just boring talk about nothing.
For real, it's just boring. silly thoughts, boy.
Yeah. All right, man. Thank you, Chris. I'll respond to the biblical question on Sunday. Thank you, buddy.
All right. Thank you. God bless.
You too. Amazing. I know several men and women that I counsel with or that have heard the show or attended a meeting, and they're doing the prayer. They've gone and forgiven. They'll be still now. And their lives are changing, and it's just interesting to them how the things they used to be interested in, the nothing stuff, is disappearing. They're no longer interested in that. And they're like, maybe something wrong with me. No, something's finally right with you. So just let it happen. Let life happen naturally. And don't try to force yourself to go back the other way, because once you truly wake up spiritually, you cannot go back to sleep. Now, if you wake up intellectually, you're woke, but you didn't wake up. You're what they call woke. And you're just quoting stuff you heard, and you're still angry. You still take things personal because you intellectually heard about it and deceive yourself that you woke up, but you didn't. And that's why you're so easily offended, because you did not wake up. You don't see the light. Isn't that amazing? 888-7753-773. Let me go to Darnell out of North Carolina. Darnell, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Good evening. Good morning, Jesse. How you doing?
Are you on the speaker, Darnell? Hold on, buddy. I'm going to let them take care of you, and I'll come back to you. What the? You cannot call beyond. You can call on them, but you can't talk on the show on a speakerphone or Bluetooth or anything like that. All right? Amazing. Let me go to the first time caller, Tony, out of Florida. Tony, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
How are you, Jesse?
Hey, Tony.
So I'm here to answer the biblical question.
Are you a whole or divided person? Are you a whole or divided person?
So I believe I am of my spirit, body, and soul. So I'm assuming I'm a divided person in that regard. But since I'm born again, I believe I'm a whole person because Christ lives inside of me.
So you believe you are a divided person and a whole person?
In two regards. Divided as in being a spirit, body, and soul, and a whole as in being born again from the Father, and the Father is living in me.
And are you your body?
No, I'm not my body.
Oh, so you said that you are divided because you are a spirit, body, and soul, right?
Okay, I see your point. So
no, that was a question. I wasn't making a point. I'm trying to get an understanding. Go ahead.
So yes, the Bible says we are spirit, body, and soul. So I'm assuming I'm three in one. So if I'm not the body, though, I would be my spirit, having a body living in my, having a soul living in my body. So I'll be a whole person because Christ is also in me. So I have no hole in my life.
And so you believe that you're a whole person because God, what did God do?
God lives inside of my spirit.
Oh, okay.
So
and that's what it means to be whole?
According to me in the Bible, yes, sir.
Okay. And one last thing about that. What does it mean to be divided to you?
Divided? I didn't see it as as a negative thing. I didn't hear your definition, but according to me, I would say when you go to a department store, you see a lot of departments like produce, customer service and all that. So I think it's a good thing to be divided so that your life can be manageable.
Oh, okay. Amazing. Well, I totally, Tony, appreciate you. Had you thought about this before? Before it became a biblical question, if you're divided or whole?
No.
Have you gone and forgiven your mother?
No. I heard it from you, so I just started listening to you a week ago.
Oh, okay.
After seeing you on Dr. Phil.
Right.
So I'm thinking of going back to my mom and dad and really forgive them because they have damaged my view on marriage, and my relationship with girls is not positive until I saw some personalities on YouTube and start thinking, oh, my life sucks really because I'm not doing the right thing as a man.
Nice.
So,
well, yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
And you came and solidified the thing that I was thinking about. So if I go to my mom and dad and say I forgive you, I think my life will be, the authority of my life will come back to me so that I can give it to God.
Absolutely. It really will. And don't ask for forgiveness from them. You apologize for resenting them for what they have done to you. And have no expectation. If your mother or father, mostly mother, if she cry or if she get mad or if she say, well, I need to be forgiving you, whatever she does, that's on her. It has nothing to do with you. She's just in denial about herself, doesn't want to admit she was wrong, right? And or may want to blame your father or whatever she does or he does. You just let them act out and just apologize for resenting them, and God will forgive you. He will change your heart and renew your mind, and it will be amazing. He will give you a clear mind.